Did here, I've been working on this thing. It's slow going. I fought with this pipe threader like nothing else for a minute. I mean, it was just an hour or so. That's why I wasn't on earlier, because I don't want to make you guys watch me fight with this thing. I could not get it to bite on the end here. I just could not get that pipe thread to go. I finally did. It's got thread on it. Thread. You can see that's got good thread in there. And I'm going to run it through again. I think I need to run a little further down, just a little bit better in there. And we're getting ready to do some cutting out here again. I found my other pipe wrench, my heavy duty. I put some oil on it. I don't know if it's really freed up yet quite, but it's at about the right place to turn this pipe anyway. So I got a little more leverage there with the two of them. So a couple of pipe wrenches there. I found a couple other tools I needed. These are nice. I don't need it right now, but when I start moving later, I'll be able to see, you know, I'll be able to see if this is level, or I don't know if there's water in any of these. Yes, there is. There's water in those, so we can see how level that is there as we go. Okay. Get this going. So we'll see how that goes. We'll have it when we start laying pipe. And so what I looked at here is I've got to, and I'm going backwards on this. This is the thing. So we're going to run over here for a second and look at my work area. It's all messy. My tools I got to put up. So there's my bag of cans over here this is the hard hat I was wearing when the tree hit me and broke my back, so I can't wear it anymore. We're going from this here. I'm gonna put some tape over this in a minute, and it'll get pushed fully up to the wall. This will go all the way up to the wall. We'll push that in, just right up next to it. And then we're gonna come up from here to there, and that's about 6.5 feet, something like that. Okay. And then we're going to go over this way, another 7.5 feet. We'll come around here. And we'll end up at the top here, about right here, off of this line, just to the right of this. Okay, so right under this is a 4x4 post. There's a 4x4 post, like right here. And so I'm going to hang my heater and attach it to the 4x4 post up there, underneath that wrap. I'm hanging inside there. I'll show you later. It's on demand, so it's like it's like a big rectangle. The pipes just go through it, so it'll go in there. And then when I run across this over here, I can go up and tee in with just a real short, just a nipple. Okay, just 2-3 inches or something, and then I'll get a hookup kit to bring over to it. So then I'll have a tee there. Now, if I go 21 feet across the length of a pipe, I can get over to that corner there. So I'm going to come over there, up 6 and some change, over 7.5, so about 14 feet there. Okay, then we got a T, and then 21 feet here. Okay, and that'll leave us with about 7 feet, and I'll probably need that for risers and the connections in there. Okay, that's what I'll need. So that leaves me with 9 or something over, 9-ish, 10-ish over. And then about 8.5, 9 feet up. So that'll, again, leave me with a small short stick off of that. So there's 1 stick with some pieces left over. 2 sticks now, and I got a couple pieces left over, right? And then there's 3 sticks, and I'm thinking on here, if I've got 6.5 and 7, I should be able to cut a good 4-foot riser out to come up out of the ground over here, which is what I want. I want a nice 3 or 4 foot riser. Pick up my crayon here I use for marking. That back on there will lose. I've been picking up tools, so it's my mechanical advantage right there. And I want to be able to come over. This has to be 10 feet from the house. It's a little messy in the yards. I'm sorry about trash. I do what I can. I'll bring this over just a little bit further this way, and then come up. But I want to come up till I'm about here or so, 3-4 feet out of the ground, about 4 feet out, 4 feet of pipe or so. I can make it whatever I want now. Bring that up here to this height, and then I can run my hose over here to my regulator. And that's the way I want to do it. Some people like to run this, and they'll run it to the house. So like use the first stage regulator inside of there and run it to the house, and then have it at the other regulator here to take it down to the 11-inch water column. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do that yet, but we're going to come over here. It's about 9 feet. And then, where's my tape measure? My tape measure is inside, I think. I have to get this oil put up too. But then from down here, so from the bottom of this board here to the top of that board right there is 8 feet. Okay, so there's, and we're going to go along, we're going to kind of nest in that channel there. We're going to hang from the bottom of the rafters, nest in that channel there, nice and easy. Okay, then we're going to come over here and we're going to drop down on this, okay? And that'll get us to there. And what I'll actually do is lean just out off the house and hang it from underneath these eaves going across. That's where it's going to go, is run across these eaves and then go in. So that's the idea there. We'll run down here, we'll shoot across. Okay, we'll come over here because I have to be underground from the tank to the house. It's required. So I'll go zoop, zoop. That board is, like right in between those boards. We'll go ahead and stick a T in there. I'll poke up through the it'll actually be just to the right of this board, just to the right. You can see the metal edge there. This one, it's that metal strip up there. This metal strip right above that. And we'll poke through the wall. That's 21 feet plus a T. Okay. And then we'll slide back over this way, 7.5 feet. And drop down in here for the stove. And on the inside, there's a T on this, so I can put in for like a little gas heater too. So anyway, that's what we're doing. I just want to get some of these and make sure we've got some of this done. We're out here at the farm, and I've just been fine with this day. So tomorrow will be more cutting. I'm a little hesitant to get too far ahead. We may be doing some of the solar install, and I'll talk about that here in a minute. I want to move my solar panels from over here up against the house, these panels over here from up against the house, and I want to put them out here because like south is actually this way and my house is off just a little bit. So I've got these T-posts here, and then I had some other some wood here to make a rack with, and some 4x4 posts. That shed that pulled down, we'll pull a lot of that wood and reclaim it, and then that'll allow us to come around and put these posts in the ground and run a rail. I'll put some like a board across the top. I'll tie some posts to them. This will keep it from blowing out, keep it from falling over. It'll hold it up. The frame, I'll build like a rail with some posts to hold it up. And instead of putting those in the ground, I'll just rest them on the ground on something and tie them to these post levels. And then I've got a couple of bricks and boards I'll put out a little lower. And what we end up doing is having, because this line this way, like my house is like that, okay? But the line is like, it's off a little bit. It's kind of like this, like that. This is south, and this is the way my house is lined up. So it's kind of like that, right? So we're going to line this up. It won't quite be that, even it's about 15 degrees off there, whatever. I had bad compass. But we'll run this way. I'll put these in, and then I'll have the panels will be kind of up off the ground just a little bit here from about 4 or 5 feet up, and they'll slope down to over here, about where this rock is, and they'll be facing good south. Eventually, what I want to do in this area is maybe come over here and run a fence along here. Is put a fence that runs diagonal across this square here. Okay, run a fence, because that's my south line. Make sure I've got a good north and east-west facing south on that line. And then I'll take the end of that fence and I'll make it the bottom of my solar panels, and they'll come up on. I'll put like a frame over here that goes up, so the top of them will come down to the bottom of the fence, and they'll make like kind of a shaded area or what have you. So that's what we're doing out here. I did the work out here. This area that we're on is cleared. I did this in a tractor. I rented a tractor from a neighbor and got all kinds of work done with it out here. So yes, I know how to drive a tractor. I can do almost anything in basic construction that's not like really specific stuff. Like I can't tell you exactly what kind of concrete to use in the foundation of an 11-story hospital. Sorry, I'd have to look that up. I just don't do that kind of stuff. But I can tell you, I usually buy, I don't like to buy anything less than like 4,000 mixes weak to me. Okay, 4,000 PSI concrete I consider weak. I usually use 5,000. It's a little bit more, it's way better. It's a lot stronger. So, hey, we're going to end the live. I just want to jump on for a minute and talk about what we're doing. We'll be out tomorrow. I'm ordering parts. I'm going through things. That threader is, it's not the nicest one. I see why people get electric ones. I would have had to pay 3, 4, 5 times as much to get an electric one, and it's okay. As long as I can get because we've eliminated at least 2 or 3 ends now that I have to cut and put threads on because I'm doing one piece of pipe for the length. So, hey, I'll talk to you later, YouTube. For just a second, we'll go ahead and get a link. Terraces just to end things on a nice, positive note. And I'm just going to stand here for a minute and breathe and soak in the afternoon and share that with all of you. So just a quiet afternoon, YouTube, and I'm going to jump off of here for now. See you, YouTube.